Is uTest really a great way to make big money by testing websites and apps, or is it a waste of time? My name is Michael, and many viewers here have asked me about this platform here, and I have joined to test it myself. And in this uTest review and tutorial, I'll give you an inside look. I'll explain both the pros and the cons, how much you can potentially earn, so you can find out if this is the right way for you to make some money online or not. So before I log in, let me just quickly explain who can join and a little bit about the basics of what uTest is. And you can join from more or less all countries. How many opportunities you will get will vary from country to country, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. And overall, what it is a platform where you can join and you can then get access to test different websites and apps, find errors and bugs on them. So this is a way for developers to find out if everything works as it should, and then you will get paid when you do this. So it is a legit way to potentially earn by testing websites and apps if you are good at spotting errors and bugs like this. But let me now log in, and then we can talk a little bit more about the projects and how much you can earn, so you can find out if this is for you or not. So I have now logged into uTest, and it is fairly easy to get started here, but there are some things that makes it also where you have to invest a little bit more time to get started than usually on user testing sites. But that also means that it potentially can give you more opportunities, because once you log in, you get some different invitations here where you can see if you can qualify for these different tests. It's important to understand that each test is different, but what they have in common is usually that you need to test website and apps and follow the instructions, and the more errors or the more mistakes that you find like that, the more you can potentially earn. And we'll talk a little bit more about how much you can potentially earn a little bit later, but that's the basics of how it works. And you will find some invitations here, some if you go over here to the projects board, there will be some posted, but that's not all that will be posted here. Because to get the most invitations, you have to first of all make sure to fill out your profile. You can just go there and fill out the information they're asking for there, and then you will start receiving more email invitations, because not everything is posted on this projects board, for example. However, you need to make sure that you also have the skills to do this, because it requires a little bit of effort. Of course, some of the tests are quite easy, but other times there's specific ways you need to do the tests and all this. And that's where they have this academy. So let's talk a little bit about that next here. So in the menu, you can see they have this uTest Academy, and this is where they will teach you how to become a good tester. And they have a lot of courses here, as you can see. This can take quite a long time to go through, but it will also teach you everything about the different types of tests they have here, because they have a lot. Let me just make that clear right away. And if you do not go through this, some of the tests will be difficult for you, or maybe even impossible for you to do. Maybe you will then not get paid for it, or maybe you will not end up getting paid that much. So it can be a good idea to go through this here, all these tests, but it will take some time. So to get the most out of the earning opportunities or uTest, you have to invest quite a lot of time here. And the time you spend on these tests here, that's unpaid, just something to be aware of here. But you can see you will learn how to do the bug reports, the screenshots, the screen recordings you might be requested to do. So it's not as easy to get started with as some user testing sites. But however, I must say that in my experience, it offers quite a lot of more user tests here than the average user testing site. So that's definitely a good thing. But let's talk a little bit more about this. How much can you then earn? So when it comes to how much you can earn on uTest, it's not that you get a specific amount per test, and that's quite important to understand, because in that sense it's also quite different from many other user testing sites where you know exactly how much you will get. If you do this project here, you will get $10, $20, $50, whatever, and then that's what you do. But here it's because you're looking for these bugs. First of all, you test different websites, you test different apps, and the more bugs you find, the more you will get paid. In many cases, you will get paid per bug you find here. But how much you will get paid per bug and how many bugs there are and all this, that will depend on the project, and also depending on how difficult the bug is to find, that can also sometimes affect it. As far as I have seen, usually it will be somewhere between $3 and $11 per bug that you report here when it's these bug finding tests that you participate in. So if you're very good at this here, you can potentially earn quite good money per project, but you can also end up not really earning a lot, because also you never know how many bugs there actually are. Sometimes you might test something where there's not really a lot to report, and then of course there will not be such a huge opportunity to earn here. So it's difficult to give an exact answer for how much you will get paid per project here, because it really depends on your skills and on the specific project. But overall it does offer quite a good number of opportunities here, but you do need to be quite good at looking into these details here, because if not, you will not really earn a lot here. But of course you also need to know how can you get paid, so let's talk about that next. So the payout method is of course also important to know, and they offer to pay you via PayPal or Payoneer. So that's really great, because PayPal is not available in all countries, but then in many countries where that's not available, then you can use Payoneer to get paid. And as you can see here also, they generate payments on the 15th and on the last day of every month. So every 2 weeks they do pay out, and there's not as such a payout threshold. For Payoneer, you need to have at least $2 earned here to get paid. So if you have that in your balance there, then you will get paid here. But it's not that you have to wait and then request a payment yourself. It will be processed automatically once you've set up the payment. So the payout methods are quite good, and I do like that they do it automatically, so you do not really have to worry about that. Overall, uTest is a legit way to potentially earn money by testing websites and apps, and it can also give quite decent earnings if you have the skills to do these tests and if you're patient enough to go through the training here. So even if you do not have the knowledge or experience with testing like this and finding bugs, then you can do this Academy, uTest Academy there, and learn a lot about it. But that will require quite some time and effort that you will not get paid for. But if you're willing to do that, then I would say that uTest for a user testing website definitely has a quite decent earning potential, but it's not a way to make a full-time income or anything like that. But if you like this type of work here, it can be a way to earn some extra money on the side for sure. And I hope this video here helped you figure out exactly how it works and if it is the right option for you or not. And if it did help you, then make sure to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I see a video with tips and tricks about different free ways to make some extra money on the side online.